Hey TRT fam, this is Justin again, and today is part 2 of 2 in the series referring to the benefits of estradiol in men on TRT. So, the first topic, the first benefit of estradiol in the men on TRT, estradiol has positive effects on endothelial function. So, perhaps there's a reason why women have less prevalence of myocardial infarctions and less prevalence of hypertension in women versus men. Estradiol does have positive effects on the production of nitric oxide in the endothelium. Furthermore, estradiol possibly could play a role in slowing the progression of atherosclerosis through two mechanisms. One is nitric oxide, which increases vasodilation, thus reducing afterload and reducing intravascular resistance. And two, it also has the ability to possibly modulate the activity of vascular cellular adhesion molecules, or VCAMs for short, which those have an interplay in the development of atherosclerosis through mechanisms involving macrophages and leukocytes. So between the two, the involvement of nitric oxide and the modulation of VCAMs, this has a compounded effect. Like I said, there's decreased intravascular resistance as well as a reduction in the amount of oxidative stress being placed into the vascular space as well. So what does this mean to you, or what does it mean to the patient? It means estradiol does have positive cardioprotective effects. I can't stress this enough. By eliminating estradiol, you are removing the cardioprotective beneficial effects of estradiol. So the second beneficial effect that estradiol can give the man on TRT is its benefits in regulating blood glucose and its regulation and involvement in insulin sensitization. So there is a reason why that men who have congenital aromatase deficiencies have higher incidences of insulin resistance. However, if that same person is given exogenous estradiol, there will be improvements in that patient's insulin resistance. So it's speculated that estradiol's mechanism of action in terms of insulin sensitization works through the hepatic estradiol receptor alpha, and that's directly through the hepatic receptor alpha, but it also has secondary peripheral actions on skeletal muscle, on the brain, and also the pancreatic islet cells themselves. Furthermore, estradiol also has intracrine actions within adipose tissue itself. And when I say intracrine, it means it's working within that cell, within the adipose tissue cell. Now, it does this through the GLUT4 expression. And if you aren't familiar with GLUT4, essentially it's a regulator for the transport of glucose into cells and out of cells. And the cells that are involved in are adipose cells and skeletal muscle cells. However, in this situation, we're talking about GLUT4's involvement in the adipose tissue cell. So yes, estradiol can help regulate insulin sensitization and glucose disposal. And the third benefit I want to cover regarding estradiol in men on TRT are its positive influences on mood and cognition, which yes, it does exert those as well. And studies have shown that higher levels of estradiol are correlated with less incidences of depression, more serotonin. Additionally, there's more involvement in memory, cognition, and executive functioning as well. And this has even been demonstrated in patients who are on androgen deprivation therapy for prostate cancer, and then they're treated with estradiol. In those patients, they've demonstrated better improvements in memory and working recall as well. So also studies have shown similar results in elderly patients who are hypogonadal who are given estradiol. They also demonstrated improvements in cognition and executive functioning and recall as well. Again, what does this tell us? It tells us that yes, estradiol does have positive influences on our cognitive function. So we know that testosterone will improve one's cognitive function. I mean, we get patients that'll say, man, I feel mentally sharper, I've got better mental acumen, and my brain fog's improved. Well, we may start extrapolating that some of those benefits are not only due to the testosterone, but perhaps due to the rise in estradiol itself.